Good afternoon, school board members, administration, faculty, parents, and friends. Welcome to the CRCS Annual National Honor Society Ceremony. It is a privilege to introduce the National Honor Society's president, who will lead us through today's ceremony, Braden Lakery.
I would like to welcome students, faculty, families, and distinguished guests of our new National Honor Society members who will be inducted shortly. This year marks the continuation of the tradition started many years ago as we merged the Cuba and Rushford chapters of the National Honor Society into one. It is an honor to be representing this year's established members as we introduce and welcome the 9 new members to the NHS. Every year, new members for the NHS are selected by the faculty to become part of this tradition. Students selected are unique. They have achieved a cumulative average of 90% or higher and have demonstrated strong qualities in the areas of scholarship, service, character, and leadership. These qualities are rated by teachers and evaluated by the candidates themselves in the application process. The members who will be inducted today have passed through this rigorous process and stand before you understanding both the prestige and responsibility of this honor. We would like to take a moment to review each of these qualities. To review scholarship is Megan O'Keefe.
Scholarship is meant as a term that describes academic learning or achievement. Scholarship is the goal of all active learners who seek success and achievement in their academic pursuits. Scholarship should be a lifetime activity that enriches each individual, taking personal interests and traits into account.
To review service. To review service is Austin Clement.
Service is defined as the work done by somebody for somebody else. Anyone involved in clubs, sports, student government, or school activities lends him or herself to this characteristic. Service is an obligation that we should all share in hopes of making our school, community, country, and world a better and more caring place in which to live.
Character is Jessica Deitch.
Character can be defined as a person marked by notable or conspicuous traits. Each person is defined by his or her character. The students who are being inducted today have shown character through their dedication and the efforts they demonstrate in all areas of their high school endeavors.
Leadership is Rachel Deitch.
Leadership is defined as the position or guidance of a leader. The quality of leadership can take many forms. It can be vocal, by example, or can be through the involvement in activities that you share with others striving for improvement. All the inductees have shown leadership qualities in one form or another.
Knowledge is Noah Siegel.
Knowledge is the awareness of possession of information, facts, ideas, truths, or principles. Knowledge is a never-ending quest for understanding events and emotions. Failure to seek knowledge leads to a failure in growth and improvement. Knowledge is comparable to truth. and that it is not a gift, but a characteristic to be cultivated and sought.
Hope is Gabby Malone.
Hope. We do not light the candle of hope, so that it may never be extinguished.
Now, I would like to call upon each presenter chosen by the inductee to join us on stage to introduce each new member. Introducing Aaliyah Demick will be Miss Diana Joseph.
Good afternoon. My name is Diana Joseph, and I have the honor of introducing Aaliyah Demick for induction into the Cuba chapter of the National Honor Society. Aaliyah shows many qualities and demonstrates them on a daily basis. Now she's quivering because she knows what I'm going to say. The term to me for Aaliyah, silent but deadly, is because she is very quiet, but she absorbs everything that's happening around her. Like the other day on the bus, my response to Mr. White was, "What do I say?" She doesn't say much. And all of a sudden one of the kids goes, "Are you talking about Aaliyah?" I go, "Yeah." All of a sudden I hear this little voice, "I'm here." 2 seats behind me. Then we all started laughing. But honestly, you couldn't have asked for a better person. She constantly is absorbing everything around her. She's a great leader. She's positive, and even with a mask on, she's smiling, no matter what. I don't think I've ever seen her in a bad mood. So Mom, if she is, I apologize. She is also the only girl I know that Mrs. Williams got excited over that she fouled out of a basketball game. The only time. But she does work hard at everything she does. I truly feel you'll go far, and you're so quiet that I think the CIA is more appropriate for you in the future. You'll do well. But for this reason, this is why I present Aaliyah for induction into the National Honor Society.
Introducing Tara Duvall will be Miss Nicole Williams.
Good afternoon. My name is Mrs. Williams, and I have the honor and privilege of introducing Tara Duvall for induction to the Cuba-Rushford Chapter, National Honor Society. I've known Tara for the last 6 years as both a teacher and coach in basketball and track. I've had the wonderful opportunity to become close to Tara and to watch her grow into an amazing young woman. While she embodies all qualities that the National Honor Society entails, I am most impressed with her character and leadership skills. Tara displays great moral character wherever she is, whether it's on the field, in the classroom, or in the court, or on the court. She always has the drive to do well and is constantly looking for ways to improve herself and help others. She also is the one to talk on the court, be positive, and encourage her teammates. She also has a pretty good sense of humor. Just recently, after an amusing discussion about my age and recent forgetfulness, she messaged me on a day that I was out to make sure I didn't forget my appointment. Coach K says that champions play as they practice. They create a consistency of excellence in their habits. I've never had to worry about teaching this to Tara. I remember one practice in modified basketball. We were doing a rebounding drill, and Tara was getting most of the rebounds. Another athlete was frustrated, told Tara she didn't have to go all out on every drill. Tara's answer was something to the point of she just wanted to be better. and then she continued to box out and practice art. She led by example, and in that moment, she was already a champion to me. Between her character and heart, I know Tara will be able to do whatever she sets her mind to. I carry the utmost respect for you. I'm very proud of the woman that you have become, and know you will continue to be.
Introducing Brianna Green will be Miss Sarah Miller.
Hello, my name is Ms. Miller, and I have the honor and privilege of introducing Brianna Green for introduction into the Cuba-Rushford chapter of the National Honor Society. I have had the pleasure of working with Bree in English 9 and English 11, and I have witnessed the qualities necessary for the National Honor Society demonstrated by Bree many times, most notably through her exemplary scholarship, character, and leadership. For example, Bree's altruistic spirit, academic drive, and passion for helping others has led her towards a future in the medical field, enrolling in a rigorous medical training program at BOCES this year. Bree's passion for learning also shines through in her English studies, as she was always curious and open-minded during every class. While maintaining an impressive GPA, Bree has also been an active member of the Cuba-Rushford volleyball team, moving up to the varsity team her freshman year. I didn't write this down, so this is a little off the cuff. Bree is just a wonderful human being, and I'm just very, very proud of her because she's been through a lot, and she's a very strong person, and she gives me a lot of hope. So, Bree consistently embodies the necessary qualities and attributes to be a contributing member of her class, school, and the National Honor Society. For these reasons, I present Brianna Green for induction.
Introducing Samuel Grover will be Miss Whitaker.
Good afternoon. My name is Bonnie Whitaker, and I have the honor and the privilege of introducing Sam Grover for introduction into the Cuba-Rushford chapter of the National Honor Society. As a primary teacher at Cuba-Rushford Elementary School for many years, I would often tell my students that I wanted them to be great readers, great writers, awesome math thinkers, but most importantly, I would tell them that I wanted them to be good people. Sam Grover is exactly that. As a child, he was a great student, but more importantly, he demonstrated kindness, compassion, respect, and sensitivity to everyone. That has never changed. As the years passed and my interactions with Sam were limited to seeing him briefly in the hallway of the elementary school where his mom works, he always greeted me with a genuine smile and enthusiastic hello, long after many former students mumbled a cursory greeting at best. Sam is true to the young man of strong character that he was raised to be. Abraham Lincoln said, "Whatever you are, be a good one." Sam has taken that to heart. He always had a love for anything outdoors, and it is no surprise that he participates in track club, and he loves hunting, fishing, and archery. Sam's affinity for music has led him to participate in school music programs where he has performed at all county and all state levels, demonstrating his commitment to doing things well. In addition, he participates in athletics, playing both football and baseball. Sam possesses a servant's heart and has helped at his church as a camp counselor for teens, acted as a vacation Bible school volunteer, and also mowed the lawn in the summer. Sam's commitment to excellence in academics and his extracurricular activities, as well as to his church responsibilities, demonstrates his leadership skills. Douglas MacArthur once said, "A true leader does not set out to be a leader, but becomes one by the equality of his actions and the integrity of his intent." That describes Sam Grover. Luke 12:48 says, "To whom much is given, much will be required." Sam has been blessed by God with wonderful parents, a supportive church family, and excellent teachers here at Cuba-Rushford Central School. He has honored them in the way he has lived his life. Sam is the embodiment of the NHS qualities of scholarship, character, service, and leadership. For these reasons, I present Sam Grover for induction.
Introducing Clifford Karn will be Mr. Scott Jordan.
Good afternoon. It's my great honor to introduce Mr. Clifford Karn into induction into the CRCS National Honor Society. I have known Clifford for the past 8 years, both in and out of school. If I had to pick one word that describes this young man, it would be responsible. Whether it is Cliff on the football field or in the classroom, to consider all that this young man has accomplished and overcome, it is remarkable to see how well-grounded he is. The amazingly tough student has a heart of gold. Whether he's working with monster trucks, with heavy equipment, maple syrup operations, or simply caring for white-tailed deer and turkeys at CRCS. Cliff has accomplished all of this while at the same time accumulating hundreds of hours of community service. Cliff has worked at the garlic festivals, at small-town Christmases, years of being a football water boy, snowmobile club events, volunteering at the National Wild Turkey Federation fundraisers, and helping me at SCI and Cabela's operations. At CRCS Outdoors, Cliff is in charge of the white-tailed deer facility known as Jurassic Park. It is a 24/7 obligation, from feeding to maintenance to purchasing to research, including maintaining and operating remote research cameras. Cliff can be found working at CRCS nights, weekends, holidays, and summers. In addition, Cliff is also responsible for the Deer Research Center mandates and regulations with New York State DEC and federally with Ag and Markets. When I asked Cliff what is the one thing that he's most proud of at CRCS, Cliff said that he was very proud of maintaining his great grades and how hard he has had to work to achieve them. Cliff's future is bright as he will be pursuing a career in law enforcement and hopes to become a New York State trooper. Therefore, it is with great pride that I introduce Mr. Responsible, Mr. Cliff Karn, for induction into the CRCS National Honor Society.
Introducing Max Keller will be Mr. Brian Stumeller.
Hello everyone, my name is Brian Stumeller, and I have had the opportunity to get to know Maddox as a earth science student, a three-sport athlete, and a steward of the Fish and Wildlife Program. In each environment, Maddox has demonstrated positive actions that go beyond the norms of a high school student. As a new teacher at Cuba-Rushford, Maddox was a key student in my introduction to teaching. Maybe it was the lively tour of the turkey facility in my first weeks here, or the keen attention to detail and understanding in earth science that showed his role at school. But what I have seen in Maddox, more important than academics, is a young man who is respectful of his peers and teachers, who takes risks in learning, and is always the first person to help out anyone that he can. The Irish playwright George Bernard Shaw says it best: "I am of the opinion that life belongs to the community, and as long as I live, it is my privilege to do whatever I can." In my work with Maddox, he has shown this example of servant leadership. If a goal of NHS is to be a leader and to be a role model in the school community, I know that Maddox will meet that goal and leave a lasting impact here at Cuba-Rushford. That work, though, it's not easy, and I know Maddox will persist. I look forward to seeing his continued value of others, compassion, and a good spirit, even when that is difficult to do. Congratulations to Maddox and all the excellent inductees. Continue to do the work that matters. Thank you.
Introducing Gracie Motel will be Miss Lindsay Williams.
Hello everyone, my name is Miss Williams and I have the privilege of introducing Gracie Model for induction into the Cuba-Rushford chapter of the National Honor Society. I met Gracie at the beginning of this school year over an email. I was immediately impressed by the fact that she had reached out to me before the year even started, since she would be missing the first few days of school and she didn't want to fall behind in class. As a side note, Gracie also told me that she's been looking forward to taking chemistry for years. I obviously love chemistry, but I recognize that most people don't. So this was really exciting to hear, and I was just really glad that I would get to have her as a student and get to know her on a more personal level. Soon after meeting Gracie in real life, I realized that not only was she as organized and on top of her game as her beginning of the year email had suggested, but that she's incredibly dedicated to her academics and reaching her goals. She's not only taking college classes through the school, but she's already taken many college courses on her own time through JCC, and she's recently applied to the New Visions program in order to reach her goal of becoming a nurse. Personally, I'm of the belief that we learn by asking questions and not being afraid to be wrong. Gracie's always willing to try anything I throw at her, and she's not afraid to ask for help when she needs it, which is important for school, yes, but I think it's even more important once we get out in the real world. Not only is Gracie dedicated to her academics, but she's also dedicated to helping others. Through talking with Gracie, I've learned that she volunteers her time in a variety of settings. She's cleaned and maintained local churches, helped elderly people with technology, and ran Zoom parties for people who can't visit their family due to COVID. Before the pandemic, Gracie told me that she would spend time visiting people in nursing homes, giving them the genuine human connection that we all need. The thing about Gracie is that she's always willing to lend a helping hand with no complaints. She's even helped me out with cleaning glassware in the chem lab, which really isn't the most exciting thing to do. Even with the added workload of college classes and volunteer work, she always completes her work on time and to the highest quality. Gracie truly demonstrates the qualities of scholarship and service that are important for members of the National Honor Society. We talk a lot about helping students become college and career ready. With Gracie's commitment to her goals and her genuine love and passion for helping others, I have no doubt that she will be incredibly successful out in the world as a nurse and in any other endeavor that she chooses to take on. It is truly my honor to present Gracie for induction.
Introducing Sophia Rucalme will be Miss Sarah Miller.
Hello again, my name is Ms. Miller, and I have the honor and privilege of introducing Sophia Rucalme for induction into the Cuba-Rushford chapter of the National Honor Society. Having known Sophia for the past 2.5 years, I have had the opportunity to see the qualities of the National Honor Society demonstrated by her in many, many ways, including through her leadership, scholarship, and character. In exhibiting leadership, Sophia consistently pushes herself to grow as a soccer player, becoming one of the team captains in her junior year. This drive and this passion has also led her to become a mentor towards other younger players, offering them guidance both on and off the field. In addition, Sophia continuously pursues higher levels of academic achievement. Her persistence, thoughtfulness, and passion for literature in particular is inspiring, and she is not afraid to ask the big questions that many people would shy away from. Most significantly for me, Sophia has proven herself to be a fiercely empathetic person because she is not afraid to stand up for and defend other students when they need support. Sophia always strives to embody all of the characteristics necessary to be a successful member of her class, this school, and the National Honor Society. For all of these reasons and more, I present Sophia Verkelme for induction.
Introducing Taylor Searle will be Mrs. Diana Joseph.
I'm back. In case you forgot, I'm Diana Joseph, and I have the honor for inducting Taylor Searle into the Cuba-Rushford Chamber of National Honor Society. Fair warning, she's already stressing also. She has got great quality in character and in leadership. Whether she's on the field or off the field, she's always positive, always willing to help others. She pushes herself to where sometimes you gotta remind her to calm down a little. And of all the kids I've met, she's the only one I know that's got one major goal in life, and this is where she's gonna stress. It started as a joke, so Dad, don't have a heart attack when I say this. We were trying to figure out how many Gavins there were between Allegheny and Cattaraugus County. And so when I mentioned there was 2, she told me to add a 0, so that's 20. So that is her goal, to see how many there is. I'm only joking, she's not that bad. But I had to harass her on it because it was kind of funny. She was talking to a Gavin, turned around, she was dating another Gavin. So that's the whole backup of the story. But she's very positive, very easygoing, very coachable. I could honestly say she's one of the few students that I can give sarcasm to, and she gives it right back. Not complaining at all there, I love it. But she will go far, as long as she keeps her head up. So for these reasons, this is why I introduce the induction of Taylor into the National Honor Society.
I proudly present the 2022 newly inducted members of the Cuba-Rushford Central School Chapter of the National Honor Society. The candidates will now rise to recite the National Honor Society pledge. Please repeat after me. I pledge myself to uphold the high promise of the National Honor Society, to which I have been selected, striving in every way to make its ideals the ideals of my school and my life. Congratulations. You may now be seated. Ms. Newbauer and I will now distribute certificates and membership cards to each of our new members.
Your membership cards and certificates are underneath your seats. You can grab those now. This is usually the time where we introduce our honorary inductee, but they could not be with us today, so we will do that at another time.
Thank you, all of our guests, the student body, faculty, and administration for being a part of today's ceremony. At this time, I would like to call upon Mr. Fee to close today's ceremony with a few words.
Hello, everybody. It's good to see everybody, even with masks on, in person. Let me start by thanking all of you who are here to support and celebrate the success of our students who have worked hard to earn the distinction of becoming a member of the National Honor Society. Mr. Rogers, an American television host, Carrie Underwood, a country music star, Katie Couric, an American broadcast journalist and co-host of The Today Show, Troy Aikman, an NFL quarterback, Gerald Ford, the 38th President of the United States, Meryl Streep, an actress, and countless others have lit the same candles you have today. National Honor Society began in 1921, and it is a lifelong membership that includes 1 million people nationwide. On average, 30% of high schoolers accomplish this tremendous honor. You have officially become part of a well-respected society and will continue to strive to emulate the 4 pillars of NHS in everyday life: leadership, scholarship, character, and service. Please continue to go well beyond these 4 walls of Cuba-Rushford and be an example for others to follow, no matter where your lives may take you. I ask that each member remember the motto of National Honor Society, which reads, "Duty goes with honor," and challenge them further through active involvement in school activities and community service. In a world where it is easier to type and post, I challenge this chapter of the NHS to put down their phones and offer generosity and selflessness in serving others. As I look around today, I am confident in the young men and women before me to accomplish this task. I ask that each of you remember the words from Dr. Mary McLeod Bethune, a passionate educator, presidential advisor, and one of the earliest black female activists, who stated, "Our children must never lose their zeal for building a better world. They must not be discouraged from aspiring toward greatness, for they are to be the leaders of tomorrow." You, my friends, have joined an elite group of future leaders of tomorrow. Please continue down the righteous path. Others here today have also been working towards the righteous path, and I am excited to announce both the valedictorian and salutatorian for the class of 2022 at Cuba-Rushford. Although both students were honored on Friday with their parents surprising them at school, I want to again express my happiness and congratulations on all their hard work. The salutatorian is Jessica Deitch, and valedictorian is Rachel Deitch. Again, congratulations. And now we would like to invite all of you to join us in the library at the conclusion for reception to celebrate these achievements. Thank you.